like the Phoenix. You always find a way to bury yourself in a hole. And I'm here to give you the shovel, Mike. I'm always here. If you find yourself in a hole, God damn it, I'll bring you lower.
Shovel?
Yeah, exactly. You just use
shovel
your
my
hands.
butt, Jonathan. You just spit on my grave every time. You just once the job is done, you're just there to just give it one final goodbye.
Oh, I'm there to I'm there to watch myself let you down one more time, Mike. That's all I do here. And this match, though, shouldn't disappoint. LBZS versus YBB. Very interesting draft again. And, you know, letting that Lina through, having 7E play the Coddle. When it comes down to just looking at the draft, I do have to say, just the execution for LBZS does feel a lot easier in comparison to YBB. Like, you have to get 7E off to a really strong start. His lane matchup up against Dolphin's DP or PP's DP should be pretty straightforward for the Coddle. It's not that tough of a lane for the Coddle, so you should be able to just farm, hit the travels, earn timing, but we have to see activity from 7E early. You've got to run around the map, make some plays, try to shut down Fonte and prevent that lane from farming up here.
Beyond could be in a spot of danger bot side. He will back off to the high ground again, so it looks like he's going to be okay. No jump in here from Helios. See how this one pans out. I mean, interesting drafts from these two teams. Obviously, LBZS, probably the underdogs going into this matchup. YBB already securing their spot in Division 1. All about just kind of going undefeated in all series throughout this group stage of Division 2. We'll start off with the mid lane. 7E going to be up against Dolphin. So the Coddle once again coming up from 7E. He seems to really enjoy playing this mid. And how can you blame him? It's just such a fun hero to play in the mid lane. It's just the classic build-up. Like, you go Boots of Travel, you go Earn into Spirit Vessel, and then you run around the map deleting people. It's very, very fun.
Yeah, there's no real counterplay here for Dolphin. All he can do is really just farm up in the same way with a Crypt Swarm. 7E should just be lined up for a pretty damn good start. The one thing you will have from LBZS is the strong rotation potential from Helios. Like, if this Earth Spirit will find an angle on you early, once you're on top of the Coddle, he pretty much just nuts. So you have to find a way to open up the map a little bit more. If LBZS does get the room to get that done, things can start to look pretty swimming on that mid. The issue is whether or not you can really leave that lane, because low on the Drow should be able to just control TZY. You can poke and prod with a Swash and Shield Crash, but for the most part, Drow plus Clock, having this body in front of the Drow, like you tend to see it with the Lina as well, it just provides a lot more for the Drow to play with.
Yeah, Helios, he does go for the Boulder Smash to pull over the creep wave aggro, but the problem is easy Q on the clock. Obviously going to be able to provide a lot of harassment. Back the way of the Earth Spirit with the Battery Assault, gets a full charge onto him. And we'll stick around to make sure Helios does remain contested behind this Tier 1 tower. Sadly for Helios as well, he does get the creep wave underneath the Tier 1. So the Equilibrium not really going to go his way. Like, you might get a bit of XP out of this, but ultimately nothing to write home about. And the creep Equilibrium still probably going to end up favoring YBB anyway. Zlo is doing a very good job right now on the Drow of just pulling the small camp. And ZZQ, he's still just holding them back. He's not allowing them to interrupt what Lowe's doing. So the position of the creep wave should be even better than it once was.
Yeah. And because you're just kind of stuck playing that creep pull game, it doesn't feel like you're going to have the angle early on for Helios to look for that mid play. And ZZQ, again, he's just chasing them down so well, denying off a couple of creeps, ensuring the free ride to level 3 just doesn't come out. And the free farm for Low is concerning. He's 15-0. This is a perfect lane for Low. He's not missing anything at all. Just no pressure with the levels early on.
That's very scary. Helios forced to roll away, but now TZY gets left behind, though he does have Swash, so ZZQ takes what he can, being the courier, but oh, Helios got spotted for a second. ZZQ, he ran the wrong way. So not going to be able to secure the first blood onto the Earth Spirit, but it's kind of like you said, like Low's having such a free laning stage. He's not really missing any creeps. ZZQ misses the cogs that time around, so a bit unfortunate for him. Nevertheless, though, if your Drow's free farming, there's nothing really to complain about.
You're perfectly fine with that. So you established a strong start from top. You could try to make a play happen for Helios. Maybe help out on mid, but level 2 Earth Spirit just doesn't feel like it has enough output early on to punish the Coddle. And looking at the other lanes here as well, I mean, Beyond and Chan Ming on the Rubik and Beastmaster up against Fonte and Guo Guo on the Lina and Lich. It is a manageable lane for Fonte. He is finding decent farm, but you're also finding decent enough farm on Beyond as well. He went for the Axis build, knowing that there's way too much nuking damage to melt down the Boris, but instead, when the Axis fly through, with the Fade Bolt as well, you can melt these heroes quite fast here.
Yeah, Gore. Gonna get the Frost Shield off. He'll be okay. Fonte gonna zone out Tianming as well, and it's like everything's gonna be just fine, but it is kind of sad. Like, if you're a Lich and a laner, you really want to try and dominate this laning phase, and well, it just doesn't seem like that's going to quite happen. It feels like Beyond's going to get a bit too much farm on the Beastmaster and still have a very good timing in that Helm of the Dominator to the Overlord. It's just kind of hard to see what they can do about it at this stage. Oh, I even appreciate the fact that Beyond's going for an Arcane Boots, so just really ensuring he continues to have the mana spam, so he can just spam out the Wild Axes constantly. And of course, Tianming should also go for an Arcane Boot, so you're going to have infinite mana coming in from these two.
Yeah, they're just going to be able to sustain that harass game. And again, you're just dominating the lane anyway. This is the one thing with the Lina, when you don't have a support that goes in front for you, that sets up for the LSA. The Lich just doesn't do that. You can provide a slow, but you don't really have anyone that plays nicely with your Frost Armor. You can't chase down. The Lich doesn't want to expose himself too much. So you just give more angles out to YBB to take control in that laning phase. And really, just looking through every lane so far, it's just lined up for YBB. Like earlier on, I saw Helios try to go towards mid, but still stuck at level 2. It's just not confidence inspiring for the rotation. He's making his way bot, at least. That should be a more viable kill.
Now, Fonte does secure first blood already, though. Tianming going down. They could try and hope to catch up Beyond here, but it seems like Helios is kind of just leaving the building already. Goes into the Dire Triangle, looking to try and gank mid. 7E obviously rotating into the jungle because he just wants to flash farm with Illuminate. Does have that level 6 mark now, so with the Spirit form, he can do this much, much faster. And yeah, this is one of those really sad games for an Earth Spirit. Like, this is one of those games where it doesn't feel like any lane rotation matters. Apart from maybe bot, because you've got the follow-up with the laner. But that's kind of it. At least he does get the Arcane Rune, so that's kind of nice. But in terms of playing Earth Spirit in a game like this, it's pretty rough. Bottom lane,
yeah.
Fonte, gonna be chased down, is gonna be okay. For now. Chase is still ongoing for a little bit longer. It won't continue though.
Yeah, and this slower start for Helios is gonna put a bit of a dent in their pacing. Like, you do want to get aggressive, you want those early levels, and he's still stuck at level 2. He's just soaking mid from his DP. Like,
Nice.
it's basically like you're playing 4v5. At the least, you are getting information out with Helios, and he will smoke with Dolphin 6, looking for a play up top here.
Yeah, I mean, if you can find the Drow, you'll be rather happy. TZY already waiting in the tree line. Low, already hitting level 6, but can't survive if they do make the jump in. Helios just needs to land the roll, though. Nice juke out from Low, but still this round is there. Gust will be popped, but TPs are not incoming. Low is going to try and fight this one out, even getting a Fairy Fire and almost taking down Helios, but he will die. In the meantime, Beyond also ends up dropping on the Beastmaster, so some kills happening across the map here from LBZS. Pretty strong start for them being 3-0. It's pretty good news. Like, you got that higher CS Drow. Now ZZQ shows up and just gets destroyed by Dolphin.
Yeah. Probably just trying to set up for 7E to find a kill, but the DP Exo fades back to full HP. Towers set to fall. So they find more down bot here as well.
Yeah, I mean, Fonte is finding a bit too much kills now, I think. 2-0 and 1 on the laner. They do take down the top tier 1 tower, and LBCS, even though they had a pretty rough laning stage, they're still managing to find tier 1 towers, they're still managing to find plenty of farm and kills on their POS 1 laner. And YBB, they've got to be cautious not to give too much away. You had such a great start, but it could turn real time quick.
Yeah. And they've recovered quite nicely now on LBZS to compensate for maybe just slower lanes coming out. They might be able to find something on Dolphin, but
It's pretty rough. Roll in, Low's going to be the one in danger. Gus will make sure the roll does not connect on the Drow and Helios. Well, he might drop for this, and he will. Problem is, you probably are going to lose your Clockwork. TZY trying to move in for the Drow Ranger. Does actually find Low in the back in the tree line. Spirit Siphons are there as well, and the Drow is going to die. They'll get TZY as a trade, but it's not looking well worth it here for YBB. There's EZQ trying to get his own way out. Dolphin still trying to fight this one, but they might lose their Lich now as Gore does get caught. Does go down. So a bit of an interesting team fight in the mid lane. Both teams losing quite a few heroes, but ultimately fighting the Drow, I don't think it feels that bad for LBZS. Mind you, they did kind of give 3 kills away.
It's costly, but you're slowing down the Drow. The core-to-core matchup is not the worst thing in the world for Drow. It's also not the most simple one up against Alina. So just giving that little bit of an edge for Fonte to just keep farming in comparison is a pretty good win for LBZS to find anyway. If you're applying pressure in the map, you're starting to play with your Earth Spirit. The impact of Helios is felt a little bit more now. The one thing for YBB is they've still got this critical timing coming up for Beyond and for 7E. Like, the Beastmaster timing is the one that's a bit funky because he is going for like an aura build-up here and maxing out the axis, so the push potential isn't coming out as fast. But the threat of Roar and this Beastmaster just standing in front, copying all these spells, is going to be the bigger issue. Whether or not that pays off for Beyond, we'll have to see as the game develops, of course. And for YBB, they just need to find some room for Low. Like, he's farming up top now. There are some decent enough wards to watch on that ramp to see if anyone sneaks up. Try and make a play here.
As EZQ gets caught out mid lane, nice easy pick off there for LBZS. Great catch-up XP as well for Helios, who's again had a bit of a struggle in the start, but now level 4.5, does buy the tomb out, so we'll hit level 6 rather soon. And with the Exorcism pop, Dolphin is going to try and force in this tier 1 tower. It is still going to be rather challenging though against the Keeper of the Light. 7E is just constantly going to be able to push out the creep wave. More rotations incoming. Tianming right behind as they do make the jump in onto that coil. 7E slowed up, but has the blinding light to knock them back. Chase is on ZZQ. He's 1 creep away from level 6. Oh, he needed 1 creep to die. Had you had the hook shot, that would have been a massive turn. He could have double cogs them, but just nobody there to take down the creep.
It's a bit unfortunate, and that's giving this opportunity for smoke out from LBZS now. Guo and Helios on the hunt. They have a nice collapse angle down bot, but Fonte's already caught out.
Yeah, Cox there in time as well. Fonte gonna try and fight back, but gets pushed back the other way thanks to the blinding light. 7E still caught out, however, is gonna die for this. And it seems like they might even lose EZQ, though they have left him be. EZQ somehow misses the hook onto a creep. Instead, they chase down Beyond. The Beastmaster, well, nice roar to zone them out. That should be more than enough to allow him to get out. ZZQ again, obviously just kind of able to walk away. Did end up using the hook though, which was completely whiffed, which is a little bit sad to think about, but, you know, at least he survives.
Yeah, he's holding steady. It's a big sacrifice to kind of have 7E cop that for the kill onto the Lina, but, oh, Lowe's also showing up rather aggressively early on, understanding that he does have some powers to drown, but with all the jump here from LBZS, you need to show some respect for that. Like, showing in these contested areas of the map does run a risk of being jumped.
Now, it's EZQ, not going to even find a power rune for his trouble. Will survive, but the double damage is going to be up top, so Low will rush towards it, trying to ensure that they do not give it away to the Death Prophet. And Dolphin, he will not make it there in time, so Low at least gets himself some double damage. Now some quicker farming pace. Probably be happy with that. More importantly, though, again, just making sure Dolphin doesn't get these free runes. That's a very nice jump in from ZZQ into the Cogs pushback. That's what you wanted to see. Perfect setup from ZZQ. Understanding they've got so much damage now on this Drow with the double damage. They can afford to just burst him down. And while ZZQ will die, it's well and truly worth it.
Yeah, you get a lot of out of that. You slow down that tempo that the DP does provide here for PP. And Low's activity early is, you know, it's starting to pay off a little bit. He's finding some kills. He's got the Dragonlance. He is fairly durable and does get jumped. Just needs to be very cautious with when he uses his Gust. But as long as he has that, he's always got a little bit of a save for himself. There's an opportunity for a shove-in from YBB on bot, and they will find a tier 1, but smoke play here from LBZS.
Yeah, the bottom tower already gone. LBZS does need to be fairly cautious here as ZZQ looking for a hookshot opportunity, but TZY already popping the Rolling Thunder. Still a nice cogs to kind of make it a bit awkward. ZZQ could hope for a hookshot out of this if he really wants to try, but no, the gaze will lock him down. He was trying to find a nice angle, a nice camp to hook shot too, but couldn't quite get there. Regardless, though, that's 5 heroes for the sake of a +5 clockwork, so you aren't really going to care. You know, you'd rather die and let the rest of your team just leave the area.
Yeah, and you're still finding some really good farm in YBB with the space. You're still scaling up nicely on all of your cores. You might find freebie.
Yeah, Gust is there. Helios should really have no way out, but the Frost Shield and the uphill miss is going to allow him to get out of there. Low, awkward positioning, but it doesn't matter because nobody's there to aim him down. And now TZY, he will just melt to the damage output. You've reached the point where 7E has got the Spirit Vessel up, so damage is certainly not lacking.
They can just delete heroes now, and they can clump up for this push mid. There is a reset fortify ready to try and stall, and they will, but I just really like seeing this from Low. Like, he joins his team early, he helps them out in these fights, he knows he can just contribute so much, and he's confident with her saves that even with all these mobility heroes on hand to catch Drow out, he's more than willing to still show up and help the team. In comparison, you know, Fonte on the Lina, he just wants to sit back and farm, take a lane to himself, build up. Your team has to kind of play 4v5, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but you do feel the presence of the Drow early on here.
Helios may get caught. Gaze will be there from Tianming. Rollaway is still out, but Helios, they got the Spirit Vessel off. They just need a bit more damage, and with the Illuminate, it might just be enough. Lift is there, but no, he's still surviving. Spirit Vessel, though, has been replaced. 7E, can he get himself out? Because he's a massive target. He'll get the... Oh, it won't matter. They got the Light Strike Array. More than enough for Fonte to finish the job off. Sure, you got the Earth Spirit, but you gave up your mid-Coddle and your support Rubik for that. It's just not good news.
No, it's certainly not. That's a big kill to give out to Fonte, a pretty high net worth hero that's starting to drop a little bit behind from all of the debts that he is sort of just bleeding out. And he is forced to make these plays. Kotl does want to take some activity so that the Drow has more room. You don't want to sacrifice too hard. A bit of a shove-in opportunity for Fonte up top. And you have Tianming to stop that. And you still have Low kind of playing that bot area as well. Just getting his farm, getting a bit of a shove-in on the tier 2. The mobility heroes are here though.
Helios, get caught. No Conks pushback, but they got the Gust off. Still the Rolling Thunder from TZY, going to zone them out nicely, but now the Roar comes out. Low doesn't really have the damage, needs to back out of there. Squawgoa has joined in. TZY is still in the chase, looking for some help. Doesn't really have too much, but still getting the damage out, and now Dolphin comes in. That's the big one. Low, he'll get the Gust off. Has the heals coming out from 7E, still trying to run, but TZY will not leave the man alone. Dolphin still chasing. Low does at least get the Pango, and now the 4-star. Oh, he survives at the end. Dolphin the one to drop. Oh, that hurts. That hurts a lot. Gorgor will go. The Drow, it's all they wanted, and she gets out.
Oh, that was such disciplined play from YBB. Like, this Spirit Form heal on Illuminate, man. He just survives on a sliver HP, stalls out long enough for the 4-staff out. It's not a good feeling for LBZS. They tunnel vision into that. They understand that Low has to drop. You can't allow this Drought to maintain network parity with Alina. But you also just can't afford to go all in like that. You have to respect the counter control that YBB has, especially since you don't have BKB just yet on your initiators.
Yeah, in the meantime, we are going to see Helios drop. Not the biggest deal in the world. Low, though, picking up his 4th kill of the game now, dominating on the Drow. Again, having a very good time, and he has been extremely active with his team. Top lane, Fonte, he's a big boy. He's the big target. No BKB up, he just has to run the old-fashioned way. And it doesn't seem like it's going to be happening. Though I say that, they didn't use the Spirit Vessel again. Oh, no. Oh, he gets away.
Yeah.
Oh, 7E, he got a little bit greedy there. He didn't want to pop the Spirit Vessel a second time.
Yeah, it doesn't quite pay off. Nighttime vision also didn't play any favors there. I believe they were just outside of vision range, so he couldn't really cast the Spirit Vessel either. You might still find an opportunity elsewhere, though.
Oh, ZZQ runs right into the Sentry Ward with that Invis, so he's in a bit of danger, though he does have help around the corner. Gaze, though, going to lock him down, gets the cogs off in time, and now Low can get right to work, and look at the damage, my god. They melt. Props to ZZQ just getting in and making it happen. Hell, they even see another. They know Fonte's around on that Lina, but they haven't got the lift up right now on Tianming. So they can't keep the chase up. And with that, BKB now available on Fonte. He won't have to be too worried about all these spells being thrown out.
You have to make that choice now on Beyond. Do you want to roll up the Pangolier who's trying to roll around? Do you want to roll up the Lina when she does have that BKB active? Like, it's going to be a little bit tricky for Beyond. Unless the fight is really fragmented, which, to be fair, has been pretty fragmented so far. LBZS has not been willing to show Fonte up in these engagements. Instead, just banking on that Lina win condition to outfarm and save the day. For YBB's part, though, I mean, outside of Lina being out of control, everyone else has been suppressed really badly. Dolphin, TZY, they've not been able to itemize that much further from what they've had so far.
Oh,
and it just doesn't feel like they're giving room out.
Off the mark with the hook there. ZZQ. Just wanted the hook shot not only to secure the kill but protect the ward. More importantly, though, bottom lane, they've got a huge target in Dolphin. Dolphin just not going to be able to last without his own BKB up. Goes down very, very quickly. And I might say as well, I really appreciate... In fact, hold that thought, because mid lane a bit of action was breaking out. But ZZQ is going to survive. Even going to find a double damage here for low. And I just wanted to say, I really appreciate our item build from Beyond on the Beastmaster. Like, going for the arcane boots into the pipe and now going for a 4-staff. Like, it's nice to see Beastmasters going for more utility rather than just Helm of the Overlord every single game. And it kind of pays off, right? Because it's like the old school Beast that just wants to roar people. Even got the shards up as well, so you've got a follow-up stun with the Hawk Dive. And it's really panning out quite nicely.
They're in a good position as well to break the smoke coming out from LBZS.
TZY immediately caught out. Hookshot from ZZQ gonna land this time, but doesn't get the cogs pushed back, so TZY gonna go for a bit of a run. Still trying to go after the clockwork, but Low is right around the corner with a double damage, though it does get stunned up. TZY should still drop and will do so, and now the Hurricane Pike to the low ground. Low is perfectly fine. Fonte, he's popped his BKB, but it means nothing. In fact, Raw's going to be up in 5 seconds from Beyond if he wants to pop it. Gore also going to get caught out here on the Lich. Will just melt to Low's damage. That's a triple for the Drow Ranger. And that tier 2 bottom tower, it is not set to last. It is definitely going down.
All right, we've got damage on Low to get that. Again, very good coordination from YBB. They break the smoke. They force out the roll early onto their clockwork. They get a good position out for Low to Hurricane Pike on the low ground, saving himself the BKB. First BKB usage of Fonte doesn't line up. So it's not a good feeling. You're not out of the game for LBZS, but this 9k lead is quite hard to play into. Fonte?
Uh-oh. Fonte lifted up. Plenty of heroes around to secure this kill on the Lina. He does have help incoming, but he needs it real quick because he doesn't have the BKB up. They can try to find ZZQ, but he's proven to be quite annoying this game, just surviving over and over again. Meanwhile, Low just picking off Helios in the mid-river. And now Dolphin. Well, Dolphin's going to go for a run, but the Solar Bind is there to lock him down. It doesn't seem like there's going to be much running for him. Spirit Vessel out just to make sure he cannot make any plays with the Spirit Siphon. Even Gore trapped up in the tree line will go down. Godlike now for Low. Skill score 10, 2, and 6. You've got to be happy as YBB. Like, this game has just gone perfectly.
There's a little bit of a back and forth at the start. Once we did see those successful rotations come out from Helios and his connections with TZY and Dolphin. But now, YBB, they're in control. They've got their own BKB up on 7E. He hasn't had to pop it. They can go straight for the Roshan. They've got the max out Inner Beast with a Drow Ranger. It doesn't take too long. Level 3 Inner Beast. It's still more than enough to just accelerate this process. And for the side of LBZS, we need to see them jump into these fights first. Like, that last smoke fight was an attempt. It didn't go the way they wanted to. The position just wasn't quite it. If they find a favorable position to start these fights on, though, that's where things can start to go a little bit different for the side of LBZS. Although YBB, after that Roche, straight to another fight.
Yeah. Roar out, mid lane, who have they got? In fact, it's not even the mid lane, it's the triangle. TZY. getting caught. That'll be the tier 2 top tower to drop. In the meantime, ZZQ just playing around with Dolphin, forcing the fight with the EXO, but this is not the fight.
Dude.
They're still trying, but with the vessel out, that you just have no play. Gore shows up with the Chain Frost. It literally does no damage. Which is another thing, right? What is it, John? Go make your point before I complain about Lich.
Yeah. No, I'm just disgusted with LSA on Rubik with Interlens. Have you seen the range? He's been casting like half a screen away. It's insane. He's been setting up. They don't even need a hook shot. Like that's just sick.
Back to my complaint, John. Remember when Chain Frost was actually a scary spell to go against?
Oh yeah.
Remember? Now it's just like, oh, look at that. He cast a Chain Frost. Just split up, boys. No damage anyway.
Oh, Helios.
Gonna get lifted up. He's okay for now. TZY may be in a bit more danger. Gonna find his own way. Look at the damage from low. He barely makes it out, but not quite. TZQ, he's in again. TZY still gonna survive. Fontaine now the one in danger, but no. They catch low on the Drow Ranger with the 4-staff. Gonna save for now. Keep in mind, he still has the Aegis up, so they can keep fighting. Helios. Who did he roar? Oh, on the high ground. He found Fontaine. Oh, that was perfect from beyond. He threw the Hawk out while they were going after the Earth Spirit. GG. They've had enough. Oh, boy.
You can't fault LBZS. This game was... Again, they got the Lina. They got a lot of heroes up front for her. The side lanes just felt like it went...